Building a business is often full of questions. What will people find valuable? How much will they pay? These are big questions that can feel hard to answer. The secret for business designers? Rapid prototyping, the process of turning assumptions into opportunities to learn. You can create spreadsheets and build financial models forever, but until you validate your assumptions with real customers, your business carries a significant amount of risk. Scott Cook, founder of Intuit, said, "For every one of our failures, we had spreadsheets that looked awesome." At IDEO, instead of coming up with a plan for how every part of a business could work, we design an ongoing sequence of small, rapid prototypes to learn how the business will work. So what do we mean by a prototype? We've all seen products at different stages of design, from rough paper mock-ups to fully functional models. But prototypes can take many forms. Business designers use prototypes of all kinds to transform abstract concepts into something tangible that people can experience. These prototypes should be real enough to elicit valid reactions from people, but not so real that they take a long time to build. Whenever business designers prototype, we follow a 3-step process. Frame a question based on assumptions. Build prototypes to test with people. Then collect evidence to inform business decisions. First, frame a question based on assumptions. Prototyping always starts by focusing on what we want to learn. We identify areas where we know the least or have open questions or assumptions. Next, build prototypes to test with people. We aspire to build prototypes that spark behaviors. Often what people say varies wildly from what they actually do. Whenever possible, we strive for what we call a live prototype, which captures people's actual behaviors over their spoken intent or preference. Live prototypes aren't possible in every situation, but often they can be built in a rough and scrappy manner, even in a few hours. Then collect evidence to inform business decisions. Building a prototype includes deciding how you'll gather qualitative or quantitative evidence. What's your ideal feedback? And what behavior do you hope to observe? Remember, this isn't a pass or fail moment. It's a time to get more information so that you can hone in on the right direction for your business. Let's bring all of this to life. In Melbourne, Australia, busy professionals struggled to quickly get coffee and lunch from local food vendors who only accepted cash. This meant long lines at the ATM, followed by more long lines to order from vendors. Census, the Yellow Pages of Australia, who were experts in creating connections between businesses and customers, had an idea. Skip was an app-based service that allowed customers to pre-order and pay for food, skip the line, and collect their orders on the go. Sounds great for customers, right? But what about the needs of vendors serving food? Census asked an important question. What needs to be true to ensure that this service works for vendors? Census assumed the vendors would care most about costs and getting customer data, knowing who they were serving and when. To find out, Census could have spent weeks building a working app and recruiting beta testers. Instead, they spent one day. They prototyped an app experience without an app. Census hung up posters which advertised a new text message-based food order and delivery service, which was actually just the phone of a team member, Nancy. When customers ordered, the service, Nancy, would send a message back with a pickup time. Another teammate would stand in line and place the order with the vendor. In other words, they built the minimum needed for customers to experience the service, filling in behind the scenes with human hands. If this seems blindingly simple, that's the point. It was easy to build and help Census to quickly learn. As it turns out, vendors didn't really care about cost or customer data. They just wanted to make sure that the service wouldn't slow them down, especially during their busiest times. Through more quick prototyping, Census was able to show the vendors how they could manage volume and even increase efficiency. After 1 week, the team got solid evidence that they were on the right track. Business owners were proactively asking to join in, even willing to use Nancy and the hack system to start as soon as possible. Over time, Skip has become a successful new business venture which services thousands of customers across Australia. Throughout this course, you'll use this 3-step prototyping process to explore your own business, particularly the parts tied to people's behaviors. That's where we see the most opportunity to unlock value and to avoid risky assumptions. Even if your prototypes fail, your learnings will quickly move you in a new, informed direction.